We have a major problem in Britain, and it is the contradiction that our liberal rulers have. On the one hand, everybody in the world is a universal human being. All cultures are equally valid, and everybody needs mutual respect. And you cannot disrespect other people's cultures because that would be racist. On the other hand, if you're not a westernized individual, if you weren't born in the West, if you were imported into the West, you need special considerations because you're not like us. This is the contradiction. These concepts are mutually exclusive, and this is why we are in a two-tiered society. We've had a murder victim, I will continue to say murder victim, Wayne Broadhurst, who was murdered by Afghan migrants. Wayne Broadhurst was just out walking a dog. Frenzied attack, completely random. This is murder. It has been reduced to manslaughter, and it is due to the nature of our rulers' mindset. We're going to get into that now. Afghan migrant Dawood Safi pleads guilty to manslaughter, not murder, after a frenzied stabbing to death of a dog walker at Wayne Broadhurst in Uxbridge. The CPS accepted diminished responsibility. Despite the random brutal attack, the victim's family wanted a murder conviction. I completely agree. This is murder. This is not manslaughter. It's clearly intending to kill, and it's murder. It's as simple as. This is what two-tier justice looks like. Soft on some, devastating on British victims. Migrants are literally getting away with murder, and it's by design. This is what happens with the Tony Blair reforms to our judicial system when he was in power. Him and Gordon Brown. They separated the powers that were fused into the King and Parliament, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, all under one place, Parliament, all separated now, and the Home Secretary, who used to have powers to intervene in sentencing cases, doesn't have that power anymore because the Sentencing Council was established in 2010, and it means that you get lefty lawyers and judges basically ruling the roost. People like Lord Homer, people like Keir Starmer, who was actually a member of the council around this time, and Sadiq Khan. And these are the people that established the contradiction of universal human rights. Remember, Keir Starmer broke his back going around the world defending the worst of the worst and trying to get death penalty sentences overturned to life in prison. This is the type of people that are making things like this happen in Britain as well. Diminished responsibility if you're from outside the Western world because you do not know your own mind and you don't know what you're doing. Deeply racist worldview. And then we're going to continue. So we're going to go into the second bit now. I'm going to read a bit of the article here. A man has admitted to killing a dog walker in what prosecutors described as a frenzy of violence in West London. Dawood Safi fatally stabbed a 49-year-old, Wayne Broadhurst, on the 27th of October 25. On the opening day, the trial in Suffolk Crown Court on Monday, Safi pleaded guilty to the manslaughter of Broadhurst on the grounds of diminished responsibility due to psychotic state, which has been accepted by the prosecution. He remains on trial for the attempted murder of the 45-year-old landlord, Shahid Famar, and a 14-year-old boy in Mindhurst Gardens, Uxbridge. For the prosecution, Jonathan Laidlaw, Casey told the court or mental health experts had concluded Safi suffered from a complete mental collapse during the incident. How convenient. The psychologist and psychiatrist described him as neurotic with a tendency to ruminate and worry. Oh, that's all right. If you've got anxiety and you're prone to panic attacks, you can commit a frenzied attack on a member of the public and it's not murder. That's what I'm getting from this. Of course, if you look like me, they wouldn't accept that type of plea. It's because this person is a non-Western individual. Two-tier society, two-tier justice. Let's have a look now. Laidlaw said that he was in a psychotic state with lost contact with reality. He was not able to distinguish between what was real and what was not. No moral compass. Again, you hear this a lot with third world migrants. They've got no concept of good and evil, right and wrong, i.e. the age of criminal responsibility, which I believe is, I think it's currently 10 in England and Wales, doesn't apply. They don't know their own mind. They're treated like children. Completely unacceptable. Let's just have a look now. At the previous hearing, Safi also admitted to lesser charges of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, relating to Farrukh, and actual bodily harm in relation to the boy. Let me continue. Let's have a look here. The court heard that the witnesses describing Safi as appearing possessed before he attacked and killed Broadhurst, a man he'd never met. Broadhurst died suffering multiple stab wounds in the neck, chest and side. The prosecution acknowledged that Broadhurst's family wanted Safi to be found guilty of murder. Safi entered the country on a lorry in 2020, illegally, and was granted asylum in 2022. No due diligence, no checks. We all know that the way through, and they're welcoming with open arms. They're giving everything: medical, dental, free accommodation, free money off me and you, and this is how they thank us. In my personal opinion, just my opinion, he doesn't like dogs. Make of that what you will. After the jury was sworn in, the prosecution outlined more of Safi's background to the court. He spoke about his father being killed by the Taliban and not being threatened and harassed by the Taliban. None of this was true, said the prosecution. The prosecution said that the defendants had been hearing voices, had become consumed by paranoia, delusional beliefs, and believed people generally and members of his family were controlling him and plotting against him. We all hear voices in our head. Do not unsubscribe. I am not mentally unhinged. It has caused your inner monologue. It is the thoughts that you say to yourself. We all have these thoughts that people are out to get you, and we all get paranoid from time to time. That does not give anybody license to go out into the street and take somebody's life. Lest we forget, carrying a concealed weapon, a bladed article over 3 inches in the UK, is illegal. So we've got that to contend with as well. The liberal elite need to answer this conundrum. Either we're all equal, universal humans, universal human rights, everybody's treated the same, or this type of defence needs to be thrown out. One or the other, preferably both. People from the third world cannot adhere to our cultural norms. They do not integrate. They do shit like this, pardon the language, and it's completely unacceptable. You let me know if I'm on the money with this, or you think I'm overstating things. The judicial reforms in the Blair-Brownian era need to be overturned. The law lords need to be reinstated. Sentencing powers need to be back in government purview. The way that it currently works, the Home Secretary can't even do anything directly because it's out of hand and it's arm's length, like many of the quangos and public bodies set up, and it's by design. So government, democratic, accountable government, can't actually do anything because it's all at arm's length. All they can do is put the feelers in the water and advise these bodies of where they should be going. This is when the Tories got in, they ran with it, they didn't do anything to change these reforms, which is why by the end they were universally hated. They didn't put in the constitutional restoration that was needed, or the judicial reforms that were needed either. People from the third world need to go home. Things like this keep on happening time and time again, and innocent British blood is being spilled. This needs to end. Now, if you like this video and you think I'm onto something, make me aware. If you think I'm overstating things, all opinions are valid. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.